1010 wins.
This just into our newsroom. A plane has crashed into the World Trade Center. Let's get this live update from 1010 Wins correspondent Joan Fleischer. Joan, what do you see?
Well, I'm standing on the top of my roof, and I'm looking at the World Trade Center, and there's a huge hole in it, and there's a fire in the building right now. Huge smoke pouring out of it, and things are falling from the building itself. It's about 3/4 from the top, well, maybe 1/4 from the top of the building where it's completely, there's a huge hole in the building.
All right, 1010 Wins correspondent Joan Fleischer on the scene in Lower Manhattan. Any emergency personnel on the scene as of yet, Joan, that you see?
I can't see anybody, but I hear the fire trucks, and I heard the plane very close to the top of the buildings. I looked outside, and I saw it hit, and it exploded immediately.
Well, I saw the plane come overhead. I happened to be looking south towards the World Trade Center. There is now another explosion occurring right at this moment in the other building, which means debris has come from the airplane.
It appears another plane just flew into the other
plane. It looks like debris from the plane, which may have hit the other building. There is an explosion at any rate in the other building about 50 feet down as I'm looking south to the left. The plane was a larger plane. It doesn't look as large as a passenger plane, but it did look like a 4-engine jet aircraft. To my eyes, it could have avoided the building. It looked almost as if the pilot was trimming the rudder in order to hit the building. But
Are you certain that you did not just now see a second plane hit the other building?
From my vantage point, I didn't see a plane hit the building, but I did see an explosion occur, and there's a lot of flame as opposed to the other time. My God, I can't believe it. When the first plane hit, I did not hear an explosion, even though I was looking at it. It went clear into the building. The explosion and the fire started after impact. This is something that looks more like an explosion immediately at the corner of the building. I guess it would be the East Tower of the World Trade Center.
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, the building fell. Are you there? The building just fell.
Which building?
Oh, my God, the south building just crumbled from the top. Oh, my God, the building just fell. The entire World Trade Center on the south building just fell. I just saw the whole thing. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't see anything now. The whole thing went down.
What?
Oh, my God. Oh, I saw the building crumble. It's all the way down. I can't see at what point it's still standing. Oh, my God.
What Joan is saying is true.
As I stand on the Manhattan Bridge, which is closed, it is open to pedestrian traffic. Some people are walking across, but there's just no way for them to. As I look out, something is. I can't. It looks as though the building is going. Is that the building going down? Is that the second building of the World Trade Center going down?
Yes, that is the second. That is the second tower. That is the second tower.
Down. It's that huge plume of smoke that came out of the middle of the building, and then the building just disappeared into the smoke. It is an incredible sight. People around me are picking it up. I cannot even describe it. It is one of those rare moments where you just can't describe it. It looked as though it was a puff of cloud, almost like a firework explosion of cloud. No noise with it. And then all of a sudden, I just blinked my eyes. I looked back, and I might have heard the people in the background going, "Oh my God!" And the second building appears to have gone down.
Yep.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good morning. What a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. How about another round of applause for Elisa? I'm Bob Schultz. I'm president of Pierce Manufacturing, and on behalf of Pierce and our 3,500 employees, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for being a part of this today. For those of us old enough to remember, you likely know exactly where you were the morning of September 11th, 2001. You likely remember all the emotion, the uncertainty that surrounded all of us. And that morning, the days, the weeks, the months, and of course the years to follow. When I think back to it, what I remember is the nation coming together and a commitment to never forget. That commitment to never forget the 343 firefighters that paid the ultimate sacrifice on that fateful day, selflessly serving others. And that's what we're doing here today. We're honoring that commitment to never forget. So thank you. There's also a group here today, and I'd like to see by show of hands, who may have not been born yet by September 11th, 2001. All right. I want to pay special thanks to you. You weren't around to make that commitment. Yet you're here today dedicating your time, honoring the fire service and paying tribute to those 343 firefighters. You're also here helping support a tremendous cause with the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation, the NFFF. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the NFFF and the fantastic work that they do, so please, a round of applause. I believe this is our 11th stair climb that Pierce and the Green Bay Metro Fire Department have co-hosted together in support of the NFFF. And I can tell you, as long as I'm around, we're going to keep on doing this. I appreciate that partnership with the Green Bay Metro Fire Department, and I also want to thank all the volunteers that make this day work, including all the members of Pierce Manufacturing, your family, your friends, and every other organization that's here making this a successful day. There's approximately 2,000 plus climbers here today, so thank you for paying that tribute. We're well on our way to reaching the benchmark of nearly $1 million donated on behalf of this event. So thank you for that. Lastly, actually second to last, I'd like to thank Lambeau Field for use of their facilities. And again, want to recognize the Green Bay Metro Fire Department for their partnership in this. And now, it's my honor to bring to the stage Chief Matthew Knott of the Green Bay Metro Fire Department.
Good morning. On behalf of all the men and women of the Green Bay Metro Fire Department, thank you for being here and welcome to Lambeau Field. Together today as we gather at Lambeau Field, not only as Packers fans, but as a community united in remembrance and solidarity. On this solemn occasion, we pay tribute to the heroes of September 11th, 2001 through the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. 22 years ago, and it's so hard to believe it's been that long, and it seems like only yesterday. But 22 years ago, our nation faced one of the darkest hours. The attacks on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and Flight 93 left an indelible mark on our history. Thousands of lives were lost. But from the ashes of that tragedy emerged countless stories of bravery, selflessness, and resilience. Today's stair climb honors those first responders who rushed into the burning towers knowing the dangers that they faced. They climbed countless flights of stairs, not for fame or glory, but to save lives and provide comfort to those in need in the midst of chaos. Their sacrifices remind us of the true meaning of heroism. As we ascend these stairs today in their memory, we carry the weight of their legacy. We climb not only to honor those who perished that fateful day, but also to stand with the many heroes who continue to protect and serve our communities. We are also here to show the support of the great work of the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. The work that they do each day for the men and women of the fire service and their families is unimaginable. Events like September 11th have left a huge mark on our nation, but we also remember the many firefighters who are injured or killed each year doing what we do. It is comforting to me to know that the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation is there, and as their mission states, to honor America's fallen fire heroes, support their families, colleagues, and organizations, and work to reduce the preventable firefighter deaths and injuries. So thank you to Pierce Manufacturing for our partnership. Thank you to the many sponsors, all the volunteers that made this possible, and thank you for being here today to support the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. So in closing, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here, for participating in the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb, and for honoring the memory of those who gave everything for the greater good. Together we remember, we honor, and we climb in unity, proving that even in the face of tragedy, we can find hope and strength and support a cause much larger than all of us. So thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Abby Barr. I am the proud surviving wife of Captain Corey Barr of the Sun Prairie Fire and Rescue. I am also here on behalf of National Fallen Firefighters Foundation and to talk about everything that they do that means a lot to our family. We became part of that organization on July 10th, 2018, when there was an explosion that took out some buildings in downtown Sun Prairie. It also took my husband with him. It's been a little over 5 years since then, and I've gotten very involved with the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. They are there to help support the families, both at home and at the station, to provide resources for them, emotional resources, training and education resources, celebrations that they do at their annual Memorial Weekend every year. They make sure all the families are well taken care of and that their line of duty death, fallen hero, is honored. They also make sure that they're never forgotten. Every year in July, I receive a card from somebody else in the foundation that has been where I am to remember our fallen firefighter. They also provide camps for me and for the kids. I was finally able to do an in-person one this year in the spring. I was able to go to San Antonio and meet with about 20 to 25 other widowed spouses who get it from my perspective. The camps that they provide, my girls have not gone yet. I plan on having them go for the first time this next summer, where they work with them on their emotions and being able to learn about what it means to be a child of a fallen firefighter. My girls were only 3 years old at the time when their father passed, which is very young, so they have a lot to learn as they go through life. And support from you to support the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation makes the world a difference to us. So thank you for that. I want to talk a little bit about Corey himself. I have a lot of people that, say, what was he like? And I really have to sit and think about it because there's just so many different wonderful things that I attribute to him as part of who I am and a part of who my girls are. He was very, very fun, very goofy all the time. He didn't take everything too seriously, but the serious stuff that he needed to take seriously, he really did. He was there to help anyone that needed help without asking for anything in return, and was actually kind of a pain in the butt when it came to asking for help. I had to push a couple times to get him to feel comfortable to ask for help when we needed it. He could talk to anybody, whether it was the first time you met him or had known him for years. He could sit and talk to anybody that he knew for years, or sit and talk to anybody like he knew them for years. And I definitely see that in my daughters. They are very, very outgoing, not much with the filters on questions they're willing to ask you the first time they meet you. We spend a lot of time, we miss him every single day. He's a part of our everyday lives, every single day. We talk about him. If I'm thinking about him, I make sure to note to my girls what I'm thinking about, what memory it brings, if it has to do with one of his favorites. So they are learning about him through stories that I tell, and other people that know him tell them stories. Age appropriately, of course. While you were in Lambeau Field today, climbing those 110 stories in honor of the fallen firefighters from 9/11, take a minute while you were taking those steps and think about why you're there. If you're feeling like you're tired or feeling like, man, I got a long way to go, you got to push through, look at those badges you're wearing, look at those around you, and keep moving and keep taking those steps that for those that are no longer here to do so. I want to thank everybody that's here, from the workers, the volunteers, fire families, anybody that is out here today willing to do the climb or help with the climb. We appreciate you. And just like my family, we get to directly see what the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation does for us. So thank you very much.
Thank you to Abby and the girls for being here and for sharing your story. We really appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and for taking the time to be a part of the 2023 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb.